Hey guys, my name is Nemo. You might have seen me stream on Twitch under aka Nemsco. So a little bit about me, I'm a former World Youth Chess Champion and I currently hold the title of Women Grandmaster as well as FIDE Master in chess. So to see more content from both me and CLG, make sure you're clicking the subscribe button. I'm here to talk a bit about what it means to be a competitive chess player. I wanted to make a clear distinction between the terms competitive chess player and pro chess player. It's very difficult to be a professional chess player because that basically means you have to make enough of just playing chess. Realistically, like a lot of other games, only the very top of the top chess players, maybe like top 20 or so, can make a living off of purely playing chess. You might be wondering, what does it take to actually become a competitive chess player? Because that's what I am. I don't make a living off of purely playing tournaments. In fact, I don't think I've won a lot of, prize money from tournaments either. It's very, very difficult for that to be your main source of income. However, being a competitive chess player, whether it's because, you love the game, because it's something you're passionate about, that is definitely very doable at many different levels. What are the actual tournaments like? What's the tournament structure like? Well, tournaments are usually the same all around the world. We've got open tournaments, we've got national level tournaments, and then of course we also have like world championship level tournaments. But basically, as a former player that was on maybe the youth competitive circuit, what I would have to do was play in open tournaments to get experience. These are the ones that are most common. They get organized all around the world. Like I've said before, there's no limit to which country you can play. So if you're willing to travel to Europe, if you're from America, for example, to play in an open tournament there, you're more than welcome to. And they're honestly a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. Basically, the nationals are usually a qualification to the world level event. So for youth players, that means playing in the Canadian Youth Chess Championships. For me as a Canadian, that's what I would have to play in. If I win that, I can qualify for the World Chess Championships. They've recently, I believe, sort of like loosened the requirements, so you don't actually have to win the tournament, but the basic idea is that you have to be at least a certain standard in your country in order to play in the Worlds. So there are also tournaments for, adults, for everybody else, not necessarily just adults. Honestly, any age can play in them. For example, for me to play in the Women's World Championships, I had to win the Canadian Women's Championship. And they only gave out that one spot to go to the Women's World Championship. So as you can tell, there are different levels of tournaments. And you can qualify. There are a few ways you can usually qualify to these tournaments, but for the most important ones, there's really just one. There are also team events in chess. So one of the biggest team events in the world of chess is the World Chess Olympiad. Yes, we do have our own Olympiad. It happens every 2 years. All the countries in the world are invited.
My name is Qiyu Zhou and I play board 1 for Canada.
And how are Canada doing at the moment?
Oh, we're doing fairly well, I think. It could be a bit better, but of course, anything could happen. There's still 2 more rounds, right?
And basically what happens is that in your country, you have to be one of the top, female players, because they do have it separated by gender. That's not to say that female players can't play on the open team, but generally speaking, female players do play in the female section. So the selection process is different for, I believe, every country, but they pick the 3 highest rated players, for example, and then they pick 2 players based on their performance in maybe the in the national women's tournament, or based on a wild card, or etc. So they do have a few different selection processes, but usually it's the best players, as you can kind of guess. So you might be wondering, why are female and male players separated by gender? Well, long story very, very short. I could go super in depth about this, but to keep this YouTube video kind of short, I'll just briefly mention that it's to encourage participation. Just like in a lot of different esports and a lot of different video games, there is a lack of female representation. And with chess, what we really want to do is to get more female players involved, which is why we have female-specific events. However, females are still very much capable of playing in open tournaments and the open events, which are generally the ones that are more male oriented, but there is no restriction at all on females participating in those events. If you like this video, make sure you're subscribing and checking out all of the other videos as well. Thank you for watching.